Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Darcy's Mixed Media, and I have just a little tip, I guess, or an idea or something. I don't know. Do you ever find these at the thrift store? And you're like, I don't scrapbook, but they're so cheap. How can I not buy them? Because you know, you must be able to use them for something. Well, I thought they would be good. I mean, they're too big to fit in an envelope, but I figured out how I can adjust them to make them. So I make them fit in an envelope, and then I can send Happy Mail or orders that are nicely packaged. Hopefully, that's the hope. I think I have one. Thought I had one here that I had sewn. But the other ones I'm taping, I just wanted to show you what a sewn one looks like. And, you know, if you feel it, what it looks like. So, this one I sewed. So I just, I folded it and then I sewed it there, which keeps it folded nicely. And I had folded up the bottom and, you know, sewed that before I folded it up, and then sewed at the bottom to keep that folded up. And then that gives me all these nice little pockets to use. And if it's, and it should fit in an envelope. Did I bring an envelope over? No, but an envelope is 9 by 12. And so this paper is 11.5 by 11. I mean, 11. So, you know, I think that I ended up with 11.5 inches tall when I made this one, and definitely narrow enough to be able to fit. So, oh, and just if you want to go look in my Ko-fi shop, this is a pay what you can or free little kit that I made last year. I never put in my shop because I'm a perfectionist and wanted to fix some things, but I didn't notice that until I put it up in the shop. So, so it's just 4 journal pages and a fussy cut page. That's it. Which should combine with some other of fall kits that you like. It's Fall on the Farm is what it's called. And the idea came from Stephanie at Coffee Paper Scissors. And these are actually the fussy cuts I had sent her last year. Apparently I need to fit it to the page because my pumpkins came off. That's because how I printed it. It shouldn't come off, but I might go ahead and fix that and re-put it in the shop. We'll see. Anyway, so that is in, which is linked below. The cost way down at the bottom, because I'm not good at promoting myself apparently. Whoops. And there went all my ATC cards. So so yeah, like this one's filled to go out in some Happy Mail, hopefully. And so that one, so that's if you want to sew it. But I don't want to have to sew it. So like I took this one and used staples. So I've stapled my pockets here and here, and then fold it like this. And then, you know, once it's in the envelope, it will stay folded. It just doesn't want to stay folded now. Now, if I don't want to see the staples, I can just cover it with washi tape. Would be one idea. But you know, this gives you all these little places to put things, and they won't be moving all around in the mail. And then this, wait, which side is this one on? Oh yeah. And then this, you can also tuck things in this big one. And then with one order that I just sent out, what I did is I took like a strip long enough to go across, and I glued the strip, or I taped it probably, or I stapled it to here, and then, you know, taped it to the end, and then that held in the stuff that was in that little tiny, what's gonna fit here, I don't know, but it keeps them where I want them to be. And you can't see this, I'm sure, because, you know, it's clear. I don't know that you'll see it any better like this. So yeah, so I folded it up, stapled. Now this is the hard part on these, is you know, on the bottom it's easy. You just staple, put a piece of washi tape or even packing tape, which is what I did on these. It's getting them so that your things will still open. That's the hard part. So I'll show you how I did that. And then I must, oh yeah, there we go. So I'm putting the tape in between here, and that way I have another big pocket here. So I'll try one like that. I never do them the same twice. So I don't want it to be any wider than this really, and maybe only about half an inch taller than this piece of paper, so it'll fit in a 9x12 envelope. And that way, and then an 11-inch piece of paper will fit too. Let's see, this is I must have cut this one and then folded it, but it doesn't really necessarily need to be folded once I cut it down. I don't know what I was thinking on that one. So that's another thing, you just cut it to the size you want. And then that's about the size of a piece. I don't know why I folded it. Maybe because all the other ones were folded. How about this one? This one made a big pocket, and then all these are on the outside for these pockets. And then did the tape in between. So I figure, you know, use some washi tape. It's fine. It's going to look fine. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's just, I'm just using it as a mailer. So this one actually might be a little too tall. We'll see. When I mail it, I'll cut it down if I have to. So you can either cut this off or leave it on there. It doesn't really matter. Now, the thing is, I think these end up being like, they're 412 by 12, but I think they're like much longer. Let's see. Yeah, this is more like, it's 13 inches this way and 12 inches this way. So, you know, my envelopes are 9 by 12. It's just gonna fit. So I could even just slice off just enough so that it fits in the envelope better, and then, you know, just fold it like however here. And of course, if you do cut off the end, you want to make sure you do it at the top where it's already open. Or I could turn it this way, and then, you know, I could, if I fold it right on one of these lines, it'll be the perfect place. Let's see. And then that's why I was folding them up on the bottom. Yep, I came in full with a plan. I'm just trying to see where these open. Where do they open? Okay, they open on this side of the page. So I want this to be the outside. So if I'm going to fold it all the way, that's what I'm saying. So I think I will fold this up as a pocket. It's plastic, so it wants everything to stick to it. You know, little bits of stuff everywhere. Oh, that might be a little piece of brownie. Well, we won't talk about that. Alright, so I'm just kind of, actually want it a little bit taller. So I don't need to, I'm not going to have a very big pocket at the bottom. So I have it just a little bit above that 11-inch line, and then folding it down on this bottom line. And using my, the side here to line it up to hopefully get it straight. And then this just gives me a little more pocket room if I leave this thing on here. And you could always just cover that with washi tape too. So then, which side were they? It was, oh my goodness, I just figured it out, didn't I? It was this side. Alright. So now, I can just decide if I want to go this way or that way. Really doesn't matter. And so all my pockets are on the outside, so I can go ahead and close this in, but then I lose my pocket. So I want to do my pocket this way. Do your pocket on the outside. There we go. That's what I meant. And then, so that will make this a place to put bigger papers, basically. So if I were sending out, you know, some gel plate prints, I'd be able to fit them in here easily, and then add extras all around that if I wanted. So I'm going to take my stapler and gonna make sure that I'm where you can see me, because otherwise none of this will make sense, right? So let's see, we're doing this on the outside, so my pocket is here. So I can go ahead and just staple this side right down, or tape it. Want me to tape it? I don't really like the stapler. I think I'll tape it. And if I use this tape, it's fairly visible. There we go. Just going to tape over that. And I might, see, the problem is knowing where to cut it, which I think what I did was, I'm just going to cut it on each side of that little thingamabob there, because that's going to be the folded part. So that will take out some bulk right there. It's hard to do things when they're clear, isn't it? Sorry about that. I got a little interrupted. So, all right. And so I just need to make sure I don't cover up this right here, because that's a little pocket. So I'll just take my tape and make sure that it's small enough to be able to fit inside this pocket here. If I want to use that as a little tuck spot. I might not. I might make it a little bulky. But because I still have this pocket here. So putting something in here might not. So then you could just tape it down. Actually, I'm just going to tape it down, because that'll just make it easier. And if I lose a little bit on this corner, it's okay. I'm just going to put that piece of tape right there like that. You can't see it. Pretend you can see it. All right, and then this pocket, I'm going to do the same thing. Probably could have just gone right over that whole piece like that. Would have made more sense. There, forget the first piece. Just do the, actually the first piece holds that little bit down, so that's fine. And yes, I just put tape over there, but the tape is not as bulky as this seam, so I think it'll be fine. And then I don't want to lose this part of the pocket, so I am going to put my tape under here, in there, up, upside down. See, if it's clear, then you don't have to worry about if it's straight. So, did you hear Dad's hearing aids? So, this is the outside. So now, I'm just going to take a piece of tape and tape up that bottom so that stays closed. Don't know why I didn't make that longer. I want to make it about the width of the... Yes, don't we just love the sound of tape? There we go. And you could always, put some stickers or something on there, and then you won't see the tape as much, But it's clear tape, so it's not so bad. And it's just for packaging and Happy Mail and stuff, so it's not that big a deal. Now, I lucked out, and on this one, this is a side pocket, and that's a side pocket. Yay, so I don't have to be all fiddly with the tape. I can just, well, first, get the cat hair out of there. Okay. Yes, be aware, if you order from my shop, I do have a cat, which I do put on my listing so that anybody who is very allergic to cats will know. Which I'm assuming if you're very allergic to cats, you check for stuff like that. And I probably only think of that because we have one gal in one of my groups who is very allergic. So for swaps, we fix her up with someone who does not have cats. Because that's what you do for people you like or love. Okay, I'm going to try to make that. Doesn't have to be perfectly flat, because otherwise you won't be able to, if that's a wrinkle, not a hair. Okay, so now I would be able to fit a piece of paper in here nicely. Goes over a little, that's okay. The important thing is that it fits in the envelope, right? So can tuck little, which side was this? Presumably, okay, just tuck, little tags, cards, fussy cut, whatever you like. Ruin your tags. Like this one has a little thing on it, so it might be better off going in that pocket, although that pocket's really wide. Now, if this bothers you, easy. Just make it so you have to put smaller things in it. Just stick a piece of tape in the middle, and it won't do that. So, if I just stick a piece of tape, doesn't have to be that wide, but you know, now it'll hold them a little more securely. And you can also put more than one, you know, or let's see, a longer tag. And that's what's nice about these taller ones is, you know, fit some taller things in there. Now this one, what did I do? Oh, I just decided that I would have this one hold a shorter piece, basically, I guess, because I didn't want to fuss with the, so there you go. And it does, you know, whatever type of pockets you have, you can just do that. And then the other way you could do it is just make it 9 by 12, or just under 9 by 12. Otherwise, you're going to struggle getting it into your, so this is the top part. So if I was going to cut it off to be 9 this way, or 12, well, just under 12. I really don't have to cut off much to make it just under 12. So I'm going to do 11 3/4. And you could cut it with your scissors, draw a line, or not be straight and not worry about it. Just don't have to be perfect. And then this way would be 9. So I'm not even paying attention. I'm just going to go ahead and cut it right there. Actually, I wanted it a little under 9, didn't I? So it don't have to fight with it in the, so 8 3/4. So now I just have a little piece that will fit in an envelope. So got your envelopes. Okay, so you just want to decide which way you want this pocket to be, and or just go ahead and down this side put a pretty piece of washi tape. That's all. Where's my washi tape that I want to use up? Who knows? That's not it. Alright, fine. I'll use one of my nice pieces that I really like. So, and you can add a little glue to the washi tape too if you're worried about, you don't want to go too wide with your washi tape though, because then you're going to lose some of your space in your pocket. And if I do it from this side, maybe I can get it somewhat straight. And you could use regular tape too, and then it wouldn't show. If you want it to be invisible, a piece of Scotch tape, or, you know, it doesn't have to be the Scotch tape brand. Cello tape, you know, a piece of that will work too. It's just not as pretty. It's not, okay, now it would be nice if I had that perfectly in half. But once you put stuff in the pockets, it won't matter. And then when I cut that off, I should be at least getting that pocket. And where am I? Alright. If I wanted this entire pocket, I could just clip right there, and now I have the whole way again. So kind of find the top of the pocket, find where that is, and then do that, and then you have your whole pocket again. And that one I cut at the top, so it's fine. So now I have a place to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 16 if you wanted to show on both sides, or more. I mean, just if you're using a 9 by 12 envelope, you just have to make sure it's not more than 3/4 of an inch to still have it be considered flat. They just want it to be like an even 3/4 of an inch. So that's some of the end pieces I've saved. Just kind of cut out the little bits here. Yeah, then I have to like refine the I almost want to put a washi tape on there just so I can like find the top. So I have little clear pockets that I can use in a journal somewhere. So that is another idea. And then also another idea would be to just even cut, I guess, well, yeah, I'm going to cut on the left side of the seam here, because this is where it opens. So where it opens is how you determine where you want to cut it. And my eyeballs are not working great right this second, and also I want to cut this way, I think. So I'm just going to cut that line, hopefully straight, just following that little, it's like a pressed seam that they get it to stay together with. That way they don't put holes in the plastic and it can last longer, I guess. And then I'm also going to cut on the right side of this seam here, just to cut off this end, but making sure I don't cut too close because I still want that seam there. So now I could go ahead and use this as in a journal in the signature itself, and it gives me a couple of clear pockets to use in the journal. Or you could even do it like on the outside of a journal page. Well, these might be a little long. Actually, these are a little long, so it depends on your journal. So if they're too long like this, you just cut them off and use tape to make them the size you want. Let's see. Or you could even just cut along one of these seams and then use washi tape on just one. And then this one, which is a pocket like this, I can go ahead and, like, say I want to make my pocket here, but I don't want to cover him completely. So then I could just fold it. Thank you. I forget what that is. Amazon package just came. Dad just handed it to me. So then you just kind of crease it there. And if you sew it on, it'll stay really well. And you can sew it on the side and on the bottom. And on the side and bottom here, which will give you a tuck here. Or you could do it in half and then you have a bigger pocket. So that's another idea, to use them in your journal as pockets. Or, you know, if I were to do it like this in my signature, like that, and then I would just need to tape that, or do it this way and then it wouldn't matter so much. So put your seam on the side where you have the pocket, and then on this side you're just going to attach something to it anyway, like an add a page. So that's another thing that you could do with them. So yeah, you could even just cut them down into little pockets and whatnot. Or you could even take a whole piece, you know, like this, and fold it over, and then just cut here, and then, you know, tape that so you can put a tag in here and a tag in there and a nice big tag in here, while still having this little thing here. So yeah, and then you'd have a place to put photos or tags or whatever in your journal if you wanted to. So that, yeah, that's just some more ideas. So for journaling, I mean, they're great for mailing, they're great for using in a journal. And I'm going to keep playing and see what else I come up with. Well, see, they don't always come like this either. So as I do them, I come up with more ideas because I have all these different ones. Like this one. So you could even, like, you know, put it on a page, just this whole piece, and just kind of put washi tape or whatever. Tape seems to work really well with this. I don't think glue will work, but tape seems to stick on this nicely. So you just, you know, play around with it, see which parts you like the best. Like this is all bent up here anyway, but let's see, that's too wide. But all right, I'm gonna do this. Nope, I'm gonna use my jig. What is this? I'm gonna use my, all right, I'm gonna cut off this top piece first because I don't need that. It's good without that, and then I'll be able to use those somewhere else. I'm gonna cut on this side of the line because that is the seam for those top pockets, and the other pockets that I'm gonna be using, that's the top part of them, so I don't need the seam for these. So I cut the seam to keep it on here, which now I can use, however. And 5 1/2. So I probably want to make it 5 1/4. And then I can even just go ahead and, if I want to use decorative tape, or here we go, using up all my pretty tape. Yep, there's glue on there, it'll work. So I could tape it this way from the outside so it flips out, and then you can journal, or probably the easiest way. If I do it from the inside, if I, you know, have it flip out that way, it's probably not as easy to do. And I'm going to go around the side of the page with it. And then, you know, on the other side of the page, I might want to glue it a little bit. Let's see, my pockets are on the top. So yeah, down, it's good. Just like that is good. And then, oh my goodness, be straight. I mean my paper. You be what you need to be. Okay. Now we have a decorative edge on the paper, crooked as it may be. But like I said in another video, I'm not looking for perfection because that's just too stressful to try to maintain or even attain. Perfection is overrated. There we go. Plus, it's, you know, it's crooked, but that's okay. Because maybe that's crooked, so that doesn't look as bad. Who knows? So now we have a nice little flip out. And then if you're, yeah, you need to go on the inside as well. So we'll do that. Just kind of follow that line that's on the plastic so that it doesn't show too much on the, it shows a little bit. I'm not bothered by that. Truly, just not. So then whether I turn it that way or this way, see, turn it this way, I can fill the pocket but still see my chicken. You don't hear YouTubers do that often, do you? So there you go. I can do folds either way now too. So you just take a full page, make a flip, you know, cut them down. Just play with these. If you have them on hand, or if you find them really cheap, or don't buy them at all. But if you're like, oh my goodness, those were $1, how can I say no to that? I'm sure I could do something with that. You probably come up with even more ideas. And ideas are good. And asking the question, what if, is good. What if I took this home and tried to do something with it? I don't remember if that's what I was thinking when I bought these, or if I was just like, oh my goodness, those are cheap. I think I was just like, those are so cheap, I have to get them and see what I can do with them. Pretty sure that was my thinking. So, and I could even do smaller ones for like the smaller envelope. And you can even wrap it around like this, and then, you know, can tape it afterwards. After I fill it, I could just go ahead and tape it. Maybe not put something in here that's gonna, you know, make sure I don't go cross that line so I don't bend my stuff. But so that's another possibility. You know, maybe put that in one of the more medium envelopes. That's what you maybe it's a frugal tip of the day. I don't know. Frugal tip for this week, but it's not going up on Friday. So yeah, I hope you all have a delightful day, and I will see you in the next video, or you will see me, my hands, because that's how it works. I don't really actually see you. That would be creepy. Have a delightful day, everybody. Love you.